of this week, and we will try to understand how this topic is important for your prelims as well for mains exam. Okay, so now how many months left for your prelims exam this year 2022? I think month of June is your date. 3rd June is your date of exam prelims. So only a few months left. April, May, 2 months, 2.5 months is left. So I will suggest you everyone to now, if you are planning to appear this year 2022, then you have to no need to read anything new. Okay, and you have to do more revision. So if you are planning to appear this year, then you have to do more revision. Now it's time to solve lots of MCQs. Before solving MCQs of any other institute or whatever doing a practice test, you must solve last 10-year question paper of UPSC prelims. Okay, last 10-year question paper of prelims exam is very, very important for you. Don't think that this is a current affair question, so you will not solve. Please solve current affair question also, because that current affair topic will be repeated again and again. For example, in science and technology, suppose you are solving 2012 question paper, and in 2012 you will find a stem cell topic name is stem cell. So stem cell is still today a very important topic. Still you will read a biotechnology, you will find that a new research is going on to know how stem cell is utilized for curing a very, very dangerous diseases. Okay, so everything, every question, whether it's part of current affair, history, geography, polity, that all questions are important for your prelims point of view. So solving that question will give you one idea, and you will be more aware about the topics. Okay, so let's start our class. So we'll discuss of current affair topic. Okay, so first of all, one current affair that is given in your newspaper about the international relation. Okay, you know that in our international relation we have one topic to read in GS paper 2, India and its neighbors. The one important topic, India and its neighbors. It means that when India have a good relation with the neighboring country, then we are able to focus on far areas. Then our planning, our connection with the other countries will be stronger. So this is one topic called Bangladesh, India, Nepal to move ahead on. This is called MB Act. Okay, MBA. It is called Motor Vehicle Agreement Act. Now this is a very important question for your exam, mains exam. In mains exam, they will ask you the significance of Motor Vehicles Agreement Act. Okay, what do you think that with the help of this pact, India strengthened its relationship with the neighboring countries? Or do you think that with the help of this pact, India can sort out the problems of terrorism and illegal migration of some refugees along their borders? Or do you think that will help India to bring more and more people contact? Okay, so this type of question they can ask you about the significance of MBA Act. Slides are not visible. If slides are not visible, wait a second. Again, I am sharing. Okay, now it's visible to everyone. So this is called Bangladesh, India, Nepal to move ahead on MBA Act. Okay, Motor Vehicle Act, Motor Vehicle Agreement Act. So what about this all agreement? We'll try to understand with the help of this article, and which of the following countries are involved here? What are the issues? What are the challenges in front of implementation of this pact? And why India want such type of pacts for regional development? Okay, so Bhutan has not endorsed the plan for now. Now Bhutan, this is the agreement among the four neighboring countries called Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, and Nepal. The four important countries. Now out of the four countries, Bhutan is not in a mood to join this pact. So we will understand why Bhutan is not want to join this pact. What are the issues and concern for the Bhutan? That will be important. Okay, so operationalizing the MBA will help realize the full potential of trade and people to people connectivity. Now, whenever you read any article like this, So what are the, first you read the this entire that is called head, that is called given, heading is given, that you must read it, and whatever thing is given like in this, okay, very bold, and one statement is given, then this entire statement will be a very important. Okay, so operationalizing the MBA will help realize the full potential of trade and people to people connectivity. See, for strengthening the international relation, for regional connectivity, what are the important things required? Trade is very important. Trade between the countries, among the countries, if the countries are more engaged in doing trade, it means the trust will be improved more trust will be improved. It means that countries are engaged in more economic pact, that will bring both the country close to each other. And then people to people connectivity, this is what you can say cultural contact, or we can say tourism contact, that will be help to sort out the problems, whatever the historical problems that is between the two countries, that will be sorted out by the help of these two things. So that's why government is focusing on improving the trade and people to people connectivity with the help of this MBA Act. This is the, you can say this is the key objective of this pact. Okay, Motor Vehicle Agreement Act. Whenever you are going to write an answer, so you start your answer with the pact, and you must write about the main objective of this pact is for improving the trade relation among these four countries, not among these four countries, but if all the four countries will engage, then we will able to connect with other countries also. For example, here Bangladesh, Bhutan is present. So Bhutan, it means that it is all are South Asian countries, and this South Asian country, India will be a more dominant among these four countries, and that India stand will be a respect by all these four countries. So this is the main idea here, okay, behind this pact. Now let's see in detail about this agreement. What is a motor vehicle agreement? First of all, this is very important to know what is this agreement is all about. So this agreement is like India, Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh signed a motor vehicle agreement for the regulation of passenger. First of all, regulation of passenger, personal, and cargo vehicular traffic among the four South Asian neighbors. Okay, so this is what assigned for the regulation of passenger means. Regionally, all four countries, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, and India, all four countries, the people are share a very common things among them, like culture is very common among these. Okay, these countries, even Bangladesh, some of the Bangladeshi relations have a good relation with the Indian states like West Bengal, Assam. Okay, they are in Tripura. This means family background are linked with all this. Okay, so they always come, and there is a movement continuous process among these four countries. Okay, so always every time showing a visa and all means crossing the border for complete checkup, that required a lot of you can say you can say that time is also consuming, time consuming process. People are not able to contact very easily, so there are a lot of loopholes behind for increasing the trust among the countries, among the people of all these countries. That's why they wanted to make a without any hassle free movement of the people from one location to another location. And also the trade, more and more trade like trucks and by the help of railway, road. Okay, they can able to do a more trade. India can able to export more and more products to Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. But these all countries able to import more products from India, so that India's foreign reserve will be also increases. India export domestic market will be also improved, and whatever the India's objective behind the Atmanirbhar, Make in India programs, okay, that will be also become a more booster. So that is the main idea here. Okay, so cargo vehicular traffic among the South Asian neighbors. Now you have to also write about the date when it was signed. So it was signed in 15th June 2015 at the BBIN Transport Minister meeting in Thimphu, Bhutan. It was signed in Bhutan. Okay, so it was signed in Bhutan. The act will facilitate a way of seamless movement of people and goods across their borders for the benefit and integration of the region and its economic development. See, all you when you will see the map, okay, in this map you will find that all three countries are more closer to northeastern part of the India. And this is the Siliguri corridor, is how they strategically how this corridor is very important, because the entire northeastern state is connected with the rest of India only through the Siliguri corridor. Okay, this Siliguri corridor also a more sensitive area because of very close to three important countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, and Bhutan. So always China intention is to capture this area. Okay, because Doklam issue you know very well. In Bhutan, Doklam issue was that China means they started road construction. That was again Bhutan means want help from India. So India also helped Bhutan for removing the Chinese troop from their territory. So that's why Siliguri corridor is very important. And if government, Indian government will connect it with all these three countries, they can able to check, we can say, rising of separatism and illegal activities that is more in a northeastern state. So we can able to control the rise of terrorism activity, okay, Naxalism problem and separatist movement. That is many of the small groups in northeastern states are always time to time they are raising their voice, so that we can able to stop them because of better connectivity with these all these countries. Because Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal government will be cooperate with India, so they whatever whoever the terrorists who are in India means they are considering these countries as a safest zone for the hiding themselves. So this type of problems will able to solve by India very easily. And other things is that northeastern development is the topmost priority of India. So Indian government always want that all the seven countries or seven states of northeastern part like Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, these states must be developed. Okay, people must start a trust on a government of India, that government of India is considering them, they are talking about them, they are thinking about their concern. So this is the main objective, that this part will be more connected with this network of roads and railway that connect the all four countries. Okay, so regional development of these states will be also possible. Okay, this is the main object. You must write all these points here. Okay, see, so everything is not given in a given newspaper or whatever you are going to read. You have to think yourself that geographical point of view, this is very important. Whenever you write an answer, you can give a focus on geographical point, like this is the most sensitive part. Okay, this is also connected with the Bay of Bengal. Okay, Bangladesh, then Nepal, Bhutan, they are mountainous regions, Himalaya mountain is present. So this is very a good opportunity for India, that the southern part of these countries like Bhutan southern part, Nepal southern part is entirely a plain area. So if we will improve our friendly relation with this country, then we can able to gain a trust of Nepal and Bhutan very good. Okay, and we will able to do a trade with more all these three countries. Otherwise, China will interfere. China always ready to means make a good relation with all those countries who are enemy of India. Okay, so enemy of India means enemy of China. So China considering that their friend. Enemy of India means their China's friend. Okay, so that is the main idea here. Now next point here is that what is the need for BBIN agreement? So why this agreement was signed? Okay, what is the need behind for signing of this agreement? Okay, so first of all, we'll try to understand that a South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, very important. Now, whenever you will see a newspaper or any UPSC question paper, you will find that one or two question always from those topic where India's neighborhood policy is very easily you can define. So like South Asian SARC is a one regional organization, BIMSTEC is a new. Okay, so these two are very important. Now our India's foreign policy is more aligned towards the BIMSTEC instead of SARC. You know the reason very well, because of Pakistan India relation is not good, and in BIMSTEC Pakistan is not the member. So that's why India is considering that instead of focusing on SARC, all this country, India focus is more on BIMSTEC. Means it include the some Southeast Asian countries also, like Thailand and Myanmar is also the member of BIMSTEC. So with the help of these two countries, India can able to contact with the ASEAN nation also. Okay, so let's see why this. What is the need of this Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal agreement that was signed on 2015? So South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation has been unable to achieve its potential. This is very clear that all the member of the South Asian Association SARC members, they are have a trust issue among themselves. Like India have a bad relation with Pakistan. India also have some time, river disputes with Bangladesh, like Tista River dispute. India also have Nepal. Nepal had some time disputed like Kalapani issue. Then India and Sri Lanka have also fisherman issues are very. So that's why countries are not doing trade. Means when it was SARC was established, it was their objective was to improve the connectivity among this country. But that connectivity, that objective was not achieved. That's why India is looking some alternate how we can means we because India's main focus is neighborhood. India's main focus is northeastern states development. Okay, India's focus is for improving its export. So that's why India is looking some alternate here. So key initiative including the important area of connectivity are held back due to the obstructionist approach of the Pakistan. Okay, so that was Pakistan always act as an obstacle while signing of any agreement, while implementation of any of the pact. Okay, so always Pakistan raised a question, Kashmir issue always raised in any type of meeting. Whenever there is a regional meeting, so Pakistan have only one issue like Kashmir issues, nothing else. Whenever the countries want to talk about improvement, regional connectivity by implementation of any of the project, so Pakistan is not favor of such things. They only first want that Kashmir should be given to a Pakistan. Now, the finalization of the SARC Regional Railway Agreement and the SARC Motor Vehicle Agreement aimed at increasing the cross-border and regional connectivity has been pending due to the lack of response from Pakistan. So that was Pakistan was not in a favor because Pakistan think that already their countries are receiving investment from the China under the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Okay, so Pakistan is no need to look towards India or any other countries for infrastructure, their development. They're already receiving aid from the China. Okay, so China is also doing a lot of investment in Pakistan, so that Pakistan always act as an obstacle in front of India, so that India cannot able to have a good relation with other countries. So that is the main objective here. So initiative to enhance connectivity in the region have been pursued to a sub-regional level by the Indian government. Now, then Indian government considered that instead of focusing on Western Pakistan country, we should be focused on those countries which are like China, like Bangladesh, Bhutan, okay, Nepal, so that our connectivity, if among this country will be improved, then no need to worry about only one country, Pakistan. So Indian government expects that regional cooperation would advance under Bay of Bengal initiative for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation, and this is called Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal Motor Vehicle Agreement. So this is the BIMSTEC, is the one important area where government is considering. This is a new hope for India, that whatever the objective of India for improving neighborhood policy and the northeastern development, that can be able to achieve with the help of BIMSTEC. Now, towards enhancing connectivity, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, and Nepal conclude the sub-regional motor vehicle agreement. So this is called enhancing the connectivity among these countries. Okay, so these countries will be connect very easily with all four countries. They can do a trade, people to people movement will be easy, and so that all the regional issues, because all these countries have common problem is like poverty. Okay, spread of diseases. They want health infrastructure. They want a social security. Okay, social security problem is their common problem. So they can able to achieve all these things with the cooperation that is given among these countries. Okay, so what are the key terms of the agreement? Key terms of the agreement. What are the important points? So this under this agreement, the focus is given on transshipment of goods. Okay, goods should be a transport from one country to another country. Okay, cargo vehicles will be able to enter any of the four nations without the need of for transshipment of goods from one country truck to another at the border. So, there are a lot of checkpoints are there. A lot of paperwork are here for transporting of goods from one country to another country. So that's many times perishable fruits and vegetables that India is exporting to Bangladesh, India is exporting to Nepal or Bhutan. Okay, or maybe India is importing some of the flowers, fruits from these countries. So that become all spoiled very in a very early period. So that's why or maybe some other products should also reach on time, like medical products should be also reach on time. So that should be removed. Such type of there will be a checkpoint that this is not the way, like that they can transport anything without any checking point. So there will be checking point will be there, but required a very less number of paperwork. Okay, free transport will be here. The agreement would permit the member state to ply their vehicles in each other's territory for transportation of cargo and passengers, including third country transport and personal vehicles. So this is what you can also go with your personal vehicles without any paying any tax. Okay, and that will be one important strategy for people to people connectivity, because every time transport facility is not available for people to move one country to another country, they can use their own vehicle also. So electronic permit also, as per the agreement, each vehicle would require electronic permit to enter another country's territory, and border security arrangement between national border will also remain. And ultra security is very important. Vehicles are fitted with electronic seal that alert regulator every time the container door is opened. Okay, so this is the what sometime happened. Many of the locals who are means living very close to the border, they have no any employment opportunity, so they are doing a robbery type activities. So that robbery type activity must be stopped. Okay, so security is also provided in India. Same security is provided in Bhutan also. If suppose one vehicle is running from Bangladesh to Bhutan and then again return back to India, so in all three countries the security will be provided very so that the product should be not be robbed by the robbers. Now the implementation status of the agreement is what? Okay, the agreement will enter into force after it's ratified by all the four member nations. This is the what important point. They still not ratified implement properly, because all four countries, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, and Nepal, all four countries should give their you can say permission that they have no any objection. They can they are all okay with this type of act. Now, the agreement has been ratified by Bangladesh, India, and Nepal. The lower house of the Bhutanese parliament approved the agreement in early 2016, but it was rejected by the upper house in November 2016. So it was pending since 2016. All three countries already signed the agreement. They passed the agreement in their own parliament, but Bhutanese also consists of two houses. Okay, so lower house was already means passed the agreement, but upper house was rejected it. Now Bhutan has requested for a cap to be fixed on the number of vehicles entering its territory. Now this is the what very important point. What Bhutan is considering. Bhutan is asking that what number of vehicles should be enter in their territory should be a well defined, very in advance. Country know how many vehicles will be entered in 1 year, because Bhutan instead of regional development, instead of infrastructure development, infrastructure development is the priority, but other priority is that there must be a clean environment. There must be clean. Their atmosphere is not polluted. Okay, it should be a clean air is will be there. Like other countries are affected due to air pollution, Bhutan is not such a country where the air quality, water quality is very good here. So that's why Bhutan is more concerning about their environment. Now, question is here, why Bhutan decided to stay out of this agreement, motor vehicle agreement. This is as this agreement is very important for regional development. Okay, so why this Bhutan is decided to stay out? So Bhutan Prime Minister had said that the country's top priority is to remain carbon negative. Okay, carbon negative is the main priority of the Bhutan Prime Minister. Okay, he said that our country is the carbon negative, means emission of carbon dioxide is very less. Okay, so that's why it would not be possible for them to join the motor vehicle agreement, as there are serious sustainability and environmental concerns. Okay, see the focus of country. Many countries are talking about infrastructure development. They find this is a very good opportunity for them to connect with the rest of the country by signing this agreement. More trade will be possible. More people will come in contact with each other. Okay, but Bhutan is saying that everything is okay, everything is good, but what about the pollution? What about the number of vehicles when enter? They will be pollute the environment. So who will be responsible for that, for born of different type of diseases? So this is the main important concern for the Bhutan. Bhutan is the only country in the world that is carbon negative. This is very important, which means it produces more oxygen than it consumes. Okay, carbon negative means their emission of carbon dioxide is very less. Okay, they produces more oxygen, so more greenery is there, more green vegetations are there. Okay, so what should be the way forward for bringing Bhutan more in a very short period of time to under this agreement? So Bhutan concern may be eased if India consider the inclusion of waterways and riverine channel as less environment damaging substitute. So instead of road means by through a road, by sending us some vehicles which run on fossil fuels, Indian government will say that we will now connect our do a trade and people to people contact will be possible through a waterways, okay, like inland waterways and riverine channels, okay, that is less environmentally damaging substitutes. So water transport carry very less fossil fuels, and it will be easy for Bhutan also to maintain its environmental concern and also focus on regional development of entire country. Okay, so this is one important news article that is for India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal. Okay, regional connectivity. You can link with India's neighborhood policy, India Act East policy also. Okay, India's Northeast state development also, India's infrastructure development with the rest of the world. Okay, so these are the areas where you can write an answer. Now, one another important news article here is given about the a part of the science and technology. You know, science and technology play a very important role in your prelims as well for in mains exam. So in prelims, you can expect a 15 to 16 questions directly from these science and technology. Okay, and in mains exam also you will find a more question from science and technology. So basic idea here is they will ask you question about India's development in information and technology, India's development in space technology, India's development in nuclear technology, India's development in your defense technology, biotechnology में India क्या development है. So all such news articles are very very important for you. Recently it was in news that peta scale supercomputer Param Ganga. So maybe they can ask you question like recently Param Ganga was in news. This is associated with which of the following? Now they can give in options that it is a new supercomputer. They can give you this is like a new government scheme for cleaning river Ganga. Okay, this is a new species that was discovered in Ganga river. Okay, or they can give you this is the new like government initiative for providing welfare to the tribals people. Okay, they can use any type of statements. Okay, so this is like a supercomputers. Okay, Param Ganga is supercomputer. Now, why it was in news? So, supercomputer named Param Ganga has been established at IIT Roorkee under the National Supercomputing Mission. Now, in one statement, you will find two, three questions will be very important for exam point of view. First of all, you should know in exam they can ask you question about the supercomputer. What is supercomputer? Which of the following statement is correct about the supercomputer? Second is Param Ganga. As I told you, Param Ganga was in news. Which of the following statement is correct about the Param Ganga? And third statement is a very good question. Means you can say means perspective. A lengthy question they can ask you. National Supercomputing Mission. Okay, they can ask you the objective. What are the means significance of National Supercomputing Mission? Okay, and how India will able to able to develop a more supercomputer indigenously in India with the help of this national supercomputing missions. Okay, so three important points are here: supercomputer, then Param Ganga, and national supercomputing missions. So what is supercomputer? So supercomputer is a computer with a high level of performance as compared to general purpose computer. So in general purpose computer, we are using computer for doing a very not as a high level work. Okay, we are doing calculation, we are creating documents. Okay, we are storing a data that is not so much high for just for normal records. But supercomputers are those computers which can solve a very typical problems. Okay, they can identify the solution of a problems like climate change. Okay, you can say like weather forecasting. You can say that how disaster management. So overall, it is more linked with the artificial intelligence. Okay, those type of problems which is not solved by a human beings. It is very difficult for solved by human beings through a normal computer, through a normal process that can be solved within a second by a supercomputers. Okay, so India right now we have a lot of challenges. We have challenges like we know in our country are drought. Some of the part of India is a drought. Some of the part of the India is also flood happen every year. Some of the areas have land degradation, soil erosion activity, climate change, okay, conservation of biodiversity, then protecting the entire Himalaya from melting of the glaciers. So a lot of problem, lot of challenges in front of the government of India. So that's why we want a supercomputer for defense purpose also, okay, and for storing billions of people data at one place, okay, for that security. So this is the what India requirement supercomputer, and that's why a national supercomputing mission that was started by the government of India in 2015. Okay, now the performance of supercomputers commonly measured in floating point operation per second. It is called flops. Now you consider a flop as a one unit, like we measure a speed kilometer per hour. We just suppose one car is moving with a 30 kilometer per hour speed. Okay, so kilometer per hour we are using one speed unit for just defining at what speed a vehicle is moving. Similarly, we using a Mach sound, Mach word, MACH Mach, for such type of sounds which such type of which are moving with very high speed. Some of the rockets with a very high speed, some of the missiles with very high speed. So similarly here, a floating point operation per second is a one type of unit through which a supercomputer run, instead of a million instruction per second, MIPS. Okay, so since 2017 there are supercomputers which can perform over 100 quadrillion flops, petaflops. 100 quadrillion means called petaflops. So since some of the supercomputer now in the market, okay, that can be performed at a petaflops. 10 to the power, I think 15 is the unit of 10 to the power 15 is called petaflops. So since November 2017, all of the world fastest 500 supercomputer run Linux based operating system. So that's why this is the objective of the government of India also, that how we are able to establish their own country, in our country, supercomputer, so that we are able to also take a help of and to solve a multiple type of problems. Okay, now what is Param Ganga here? So Param Ganga here, as I told you, this is the one important supercomputer. So Param Ganga is a supercomputer designed by the Center of Development of Advanced Computing, CDAC. Okay, this is important point, because they can ask you, maybe they will, this is was developed by Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, maybe they can ask you, Param Ganga is developed by Department of Space. So Param Ganga is a supercomputer. It is a supercomputer that is designed by Center for Development of Advanced Computing under the phase 2 of the National Supercomputing Mission. Phase 2, it means that National Supercomputing Mission is running in different phases. So total number 3 phases are there. Okay, National Supercomputing Mission is run under 3 phases. The first phase is, second phase, and then third phase. The first phase where this is objective of the government to import some of the component of supercomputer from foreign country and assemble in India. Okay, for example, India with join hand with the UK or France to any of the company of these countries, a very good company who are working on all supercomputers. So India will import products and that will be assembled in India. Okay, then second phase is like India will try to develop some of the machine parts, some of the component of the supercomputer in India itself. Okay, and try to make a whole supercomputer in India. This is the main objective of phase 2. And the third phase is like entire supercomputer without taking help of any of the foreign country, means complete indigenously developed a supercomputer in India. So this is the phase, total number of 3 phase under National Supercomputing Mission. A mission is a part of the 3 phase, and Param Ganga is a super that is designed, okay, designed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing. It means that it means it only designed. Maybe component will be we will again require a component from the foreign country. Okay, some of the component it is not possible for develop in India because it required a lot of high technology and a lot of investment. When we will enter into third phase, okay, so in third phase we will able to develop, we will do a design also, we will able to prepare or assemble all the supercomputer at one place. So it has supercomputing capacity 1.66 petaflops So 1 petaflops equal to quadrillion or 1015 operation per second. Now, binary system, that is entire computer is 0, 1 is binary system, bit, bytes, all the units, in computer. Same is a thing is also apply in supercomputing. So this supercomputer will accelerate the research and development activity. What will be the positive sign of this Param Ganga that was installed in IIT Roorkee? So this will be help in for the proper development of research and development. Okay, that way will be research development in many areas, not in one area. Areas like we can say climate change. Second is like your artificial intelligence. Third is like cure, how we can cure any type of disease. Okay, fourth we know traffic management. Fifth we know land management. Okay, maybe sixth one will be also like proper soil erosion, how we can stop soil erosion, agriculture activity, how we can improve. So there are a lot of challenges in front of India, so that research and development will help with focus on providing computational power to the user community of IIT Roorkee and neighboring academic institutions. So this will provide a research and development, and whatever the benefit we will get after doing research, that can be shared among all these institutions, so that overall development of the country is possible. Okay, now we will come here the important point here. What is the National Supercomputing Mission? So entire question, mains exam question ban sakta hai is pe, National Supercomputing Mission, and this year is important because this is the 7-year, this is the total 7-year mission. It was started in 2015 and the termination year is 2022. So this is the year. So those who are going to appear this year in prelims and mains, be prepared with this one important topic, that possibility of the question they can ask in mains exam. Okay, so what is the National Supercomputing Mission? So first of all, we should know when it was launched. So it was launched in 2015. Okay, with an aim to connect national academic and research and development institution with a grid of more than 70 high performance computing facility at an estimated cost of 4,500 crore over the period of 7 years by 2022. So main objective kya hai yahan par ki all the national academics, like all the IITs and good institution of our country, they must be connect, and there is a total number of 70 high performance, 70 supercomputer must be installed in India, so that we are able to solve any type of problems without any taking help from foreign countries. Okay, so this is the main objective, and total cost of this entire project will be was given 4,500 crore, and that was going to be complete in 2022. Now it support the government's vision of digital India and make in India. Now last couple of years, very well how because of the lockdown situation, how digital India is required. Digitally, how everybody must be connected. Okay, so that they can able to enjoy all the services that was not possible physically, that can be possible only through online. So that can be enjoyed by all the rural as well as for urban areas. That's why India want to connect. There should not be a digital divide in India between the urban and rural areas. Okay, everybody must be aware about digital things. Okay, and they can enjoy their benefit. Also the make in India, because second phase of this mission is talking about we will able to prepare products of supercomputer in India itself. And the third phase is like third phase of supercomputing mission is where we are assembling all the part of supercomputer in India without taking help of foreign countries. So make in India program. Okay, we are government is want to set up a more and more industries in India. Okay, that industries especially where skilled people will be work for to find to prepare for some of the products for supercomputer, and that can be easily installed in our country. So the two objective of the government, digital India and make in India program, will be fulfilled with the help of this National Supercomputing Mission. Now implementation, who will implement this mission? This because UPSC prelims, they are asking giving more focus on objective of the mission and who is going to implementing agency. So National Supercomputer Mission is jointly steered by the Ministry of Electronics and IT and Department of Science and Technology, that Department of Science and Ministry of Science and Technology, and implemented by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, okay, Pune based institution, and the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So very important, all the name of industries is very important to know. Ministry कौन कौन से हैं? So first of all, it is jointly operationalized by the two ministry. First ministry is called Ministry of Electronics and IT, and the second is called Ministry of Science and Technology. The two ministries are there here. Maybe they can ask you only it is implemented by the jointly is the mission is started by the Ministry of Electronics and IT only. No, it is by the two in ministry. Ministry of the Electronics and IT and Ministry of Science and Technology, and implemented by the, this is the implementing agency, CDAC, Call Center for Development of Advanced Computing, Pune. Okay, this is the where it is. This is in Pune, and the Indian Institute of Science, this is in Bangalore. So this two is the implementing agencies. Okay, and two ministries here. Okay, so these two important things you must note it down. Now, what are the features of this mission is? Main feature of this mission is it also an effort to improve the number of supercomputer owned by India. Now, this is what India have very less number of supercomputers. So this will be help India to become a global leader also, where owned by a supercomputer, where honor prepared indigenously prepared by India itself without taking help of any other country. Okay, so this will be a one important achievement. It will be achievement of India. This supercomputer will also be networked on the national supercomputing grid over the national knowledge network. So this is where a very large data is stored, like Aadhaar card. Okay, there is a privacy is the most important concern for while sharing the data with the other agencies. Okay, we are doing online, so a lot of online shoppings, online transaction we are doing every day. So how we are means able to sure that our money will be safe, our transaction will be safe. Okay, our data is stored in all different agencies is safe. That will be stored in a national knowledge network. Okay, the national knowledge network connect the academic institutions and research and development labs over a high speed network. So this high speed network will be help government to means connect all the important institutions of India, where data is shared by each and every institution which without any leakage. So under the this is called National Supercomputing Mission. The long-term plan is to build a strong base of 20,000. See, 20,000 skilled persons over the next 5 years who will be equipped to handle the complexities of supercomputer. Now, this is not a normal IT engineers. Okay, this will be a more highly skilled persons who can able to focus on supercomputer. The problems, if error is showing any type of problem, or how to solve the problems of supercomputer, they can able to handle it. Okay, so the complexity of supercomputer is very complex. It is not normal solve a problem, so required a very high skilled persons. So that will be also will be objective of the government, so that 20,000 skilled person will be a work in this field. Okay, now what are the progress of national supercomputing missions? Abhi tak kya progress hua iska? So in the first phase, Param Shivay, Param Shakti. Okay, they can ask you which of the following is not a supercomputer of our country. So Param Shivay, Param Shakti, Param Brahma, Param Yukti, and Param Sanganam were deployed by IIT BHU, then IIT Kharagpur, Indian Institute of Science and Education Research, Pune, and Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Research. So recently, Param Siddhi Artificial Intelligence has been ranked 63rd in top 500 list of most powerful supercomputer in the world. It was developed under the National Supercomputing Missions. So Param Siddhi is your like it is an artificial intelligence. Okay, and the artificial intelligence are those machines which can think like a human beings. They can solve the problems of human beings without means having a problems of other things. Okay, this is the, because this is the you can find out the some full form of the Param also. This is the one logo that they are using for identifying all the supercomputer of our country. Okay, so that's why you will see all the important computers are given here up with the Param name. Okay, so how you can find this is important for your exam point of view. Okay, or you can say that Param is also like a supreme. Okay, you can use the word that like a supercomputer that identify with the other countries. Okay, supreme, Param means supreme. Okay, now next important is very important news related with the geography and environment. You can say one article was given in the Hindu newspaper 2 days back. Water management needs a hydro-social approach. So water management. This article is about water scarcity in our country. You know, water scarcity is very high. So we want clean water everywhere. Water pollution is river pollution is rising. Okay, so how we can manage water, and that required a hydro-social approach. Okay, so you will find this question in your GS paper 1 also, or you can say this is a part of your environment also. Environment में भी पूछा जा सकता है. Wait a second. Okay, so now it was given in article that the global water system project, which was launched in 2003. So global water system projects पे भी question बन सकता है prelims में. What is global water system project? So global water system project, which was launched in 2003, it is a joint initiative of the Earth System Science Partnership and Global Environmental Challenge Program, epitomizes global concern about the human-induced transformation of fresh water and its impact on Earth system and society. Now, the Global Water System Project का main objective ये था कि how anthropogenic or human activities are changing the fresh water. Fresh water, where you will find a fresh water? River have a fresh water, glaciers have a fresh water. Okay, a groundwater is have a fresh water, rainwater is a fresh water. Now this fresh water is completely changed. Okay, they transform into you can say sea water. Okay, they become more pollution. Water pollution is increases. So if this shortage of fresh water will be there, then how it will be impact on the Earth system and the society. So this was the main objective behind for the global water system project. Okay, so what are the findings regarding the water management? Okay, recently intergovernmental panel on climate change, a very important organization that published a report. Okay, the fourth assessment report 2007, it was published. It highlighted the link between societal vulnerability and modification of water system. Societal vulnerability means those person who are totally engaged in river water. They are totally engaged in river waters for their domestic purpose use. Farmer who are entirely depend on monsoon rainfall for crops, for cultivation of crops. Okay, they are more vulnerable. Women in many of the villages, they are still carrying water for a very long distance every day. So they are more vulnerable. If there will be a change in a fresh water quantity, okay, so these people will be a more vulnerable, they will be more affected. Okay, because of modification of water system. And this modification is not happened naturally. This has happened because of human induced, because of human activities. Okay, a lot of industries are now open. They are directly discharged wastewater into the rivers. Okay, a lot of chemicals industries are also polluting the nearby river waters. Okay, increasing the air pollution, acid rain. This all cause we can say a decrease in the fresh water availability on the surface of the earth. Now, it is globally estimated that the gap between the demand for and supply of fresh water may reach up to 40% by 2030 if present practices continue. So this is the report. This is the real report. It means finding by the IPCC said that till by 2030 the demand and supply, okay, difference, the gap, you can say a 40% will be increased. Okay, if the present practice continue. What is the present practice? Means deforestation activity. They are cutting a large number of trees without any thinking about what will happen in future. Construction of new houses, industries, rapid spreading of urbanizations. Okay, all these things are happened. So these things will be possible only when these things will be if these things will be continue, then by 2030 the gap between the these things will be further increases. Now, another important point here that by 2030, Water Resources Group was formed in 2008 at the instance of World Economic Forum. Okay, by 20 Water Resource Group was formed in 2008 at the instance of World Economic Forum, a very important institutions. And you know, in me prelims exam, they are multiple times they asked which of the following report is published by the World Economic Forum. So this is called the 2030 Water Resource Group, was formed in 2008. Now, the World Bank promoted the group's activity since 2018, and this measure helped to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal on water availability and sanitation. Okay, this is called sanitation for all by 2030. So this is called Sustainable Development Goal of goal number 6, where water availability should be given with the sanitation for all by 2030. Means pure form of water without any pollutions. This is the pure form of water. Now, the United Nations World Water Development Report recently in 2021 report said that valuing water. What is the name of the report? Is valuing water. It's this report title itself indicate that how water is value important for all part of the world, has laid stress on the proper valuation of water by considering the 5 perspectives. Okay. So that's United Nations World Water Development Reports explained about these things. Now, what are the anthropogenic factors that influence the freshwater system? Okay, so anthropogenic means human activity. Because of human activity, the problem become more worsened because of more complicated problem. Okay, so the anthropogenic factor directly influencing a freshwater system are like engineering of river channels. Okay, river are flowing as per their erosion activity. Okay, whenever you are doing erosion, it flow, it move in a direction wherever it find a soft rocks. Okay, and that is the sustainable flow of the river. But if you are doing any engineering with the river, if you are diverting the path of the river, if you are stopping the rivers flowing in a particular direction and diverging the direction of river in another area, so that will be one important you can say anthropogenic factor that cause for the decrease in supply of water. Okay, irrigation and other consumptive use of water. Nowadays, you know, water problem is high in our country itself, because rainfall is not means same every year. Okay, same. So one year it will be a surplus, one year it will be if it is a El Nino year, then it will be a drought condition. So in that case, we entire farmer is depend on irrigation, and groundwater is used very high amount of groundwater is used. So it another factor which cause water stress in our country. Okay, widespread land use and land cover change. Okay, land use is now forest land is converted into agricultural land is converted into urban areas. Okay, that also cause a change in the water availability. Change in aquatic habitat also. Most of the aquatic habitat is now means lakes, river, ponds are now used by human being for aquacultures. Okay, they are deliberately means keeping all type of species which are not belong to a particular ecosystem. So obviously this will be disturb the entire ecosystem of that area. Okay, point and non-point sources pollution affecting the water quality, like direct discharge of water from houses, from industries into the water. Non-points means throwing of plastics. Okay, throwing of some chemicals, biomedical wastes directly into the rivers, that also affect the polluting the water. Reduction in natural storage capacity. Natural storage capacity decreases because of changing the land pattern. Okay, changing a different type of chemical fertilizers in agriculture, eutrophication problem started. And then deterioration of catchment efficiency. Wherever the river is means receiving the water, okay, that source region is also like glaciers are melting at faster rate. Okay, doing illegal activity in the mountains and hills area also cause for the catchment area disturbed. So these are some anthropogenic problems that cause a problem that maybe a water stress problem will further reaches in our country. So how to rectify the imbalance in water availability? What are the important thing is, first is intra and inter basin transfer among the basin and then between the two river system. That should be a transfer. Now, a recent document indicate that there are 110 water transfer mega projects that have either been executed or being planned under the construction across the world, such as National River Linking Project of India. Now, India is showing a very good example of how we can able to solve this problem by This is called National River Linking Project of India. So in India we have a peninsular rivers and Himalayan rivers. So peninsular rivers have one problem, that they are means very seasonal in nature, and Himalayan rivers are perennial in nature, means the water is flowing throughout the year. So this is what government planning is, from where a surplus water is present, from surplus water to deficit water, river water, that should be, connectivity should be there. So this will be one important steps by the government, so that deficit of water area, those area where water stays problem very high, that problem can be solved by supplying a surplus water. Okay, now these projects, if executed, will re-engineer the hydrological system with considerable local, regional, and global ramification. So inter-basin transfer water drew attention in India due to the provision made in budget 2022 for Ken Betwa River Linking Project, which is a part of National River Linking Project. So see the this is very important river linking project. You can give Ken Betwa River Linking Project. Okay, and you should also have very good notes on this is called National River Linking Project. Everybody should make a notes. Okay, these are some evergreen topics. These topics will never make you disappointed in exam. Okay, when if you will prepare very well, then you can write anything, any type of answer. If, for example, river problems, water stress problem, sustainable development पे कोई question आता है. Okay, India's action against the climate change. Okay, then you can say a regional development के लिए India क्या कर रहा है. Okay, so any type of question you can write as a passing reference. This is called National River Linking Project. Okay, so in one paragraph you can at least, if you will means write one paragraph in any of the answer, then your this notes making will be fruitful for you. Okay, then agriculture grey water use. Agriculture grey water use में क्या है? Even at the crop level, we consume more water than global average. As compared to other, we have more water coverage. Okay, water use in crops. Rice and wheat account for more than 75% of agriculture production use. So this is the rice is entirely water intensive. Water is required throughout the year for cultivation of rice, and also for the wheat. Now the agriculture sector uses a little over 90% of total water used in India. So agriculture sector uses a very high quantity of water. In industrial plant, consumption is 2 times to 3.5 times higher percentage production of similar plants in other countries. See, in India, this is the use of water in our country. It is estimated that 55% to 75% domestic water use turns into grey water depending on its nature of use, people, habits, and climatic condition. So grey water can be treated and put to use given the size of India's urban population. See, basic idea here is that we are using a water without considering how much is requirement. Okay, and that will be considered as if rice is required this much amount of water, we are providing a large quantity. Okay, so this is what we have to focus here. So what are the challenges in intra and inter basin transfer? So we are already decided to be a river linking projects, but what are the challenges in while implementation of this project? So alteration in surplus and demand. Okay, surplus water, wherever a Himalayan river has surplus water, that will be supplied to a deficit area. Okay, so there is a contestation on the concept of surplus and deficit basin itself as the exercise of substantially hydrological. Okay, so main idea, government already said that we will do like this. We will be a supply of water from surplus area to a deficit area. Okay, but there is some conflict about this. How is it is possible? Is it possible to do all these things? Okay, without affecting the local topography, local people? It is possible for doing without any problem. So water demand within the donor basin by factoring land use, cropping pattern, population growth, urbanizations, industrialization, socio-economic development, and environment flow are hardly worked out. So these are the problems where from where we are considering that water we can surplus, water we can flow through a deficit area, because their cropping pattern will be affected, land use will be affected, population is very high, that population will not able to get a sufficient water. Okay, then other new problem will be start there. Rainfall in many surplus basin has been reported as a declining, which may alter the status of the surplus basin. Rainfall in many surplus basins also has reported a declining. Okay, so this is also altered the state of surplus basin. So water utilization, there is a concern about the present capacity utilization of water resources created in the country. Present now everyone you know very well that this is the area where this much amount of water is required. If water is not available in such quantity, then obviously it will create a problem. Okay, so by 2016, India has created irrigation potential for 112 million hectares, but the gross irrigated area was 93 million hectares, which indicate a gap of 19%. So the average water use efficiency of irrigation project in India is only 38% against 50 to 60% in the case of developed country. So this is what India is not able to provide water to all irrigated areas. Okay, so 30 means we know that many of part of the agriculture land is depend on irrigation. Very less, we can say that 40-50% is depend on monsoon rainfall, and rest of the area is entirely agriculture means irrigation facilities available. So what is the planning ahead? What we should do to for water management properly? So a hybrid water management system is necessary, where the individual, community, and society have defined roles in the value chain. Okay, so holistic development, involvement of everyone should be required for planning process and how we can able to achieve this goal while supplying the water. Okay, so it is important to include less predictable variables and involve non-state actors in decision-making process. Okay, so it is very important to less predictable variables. Okay, like non-state actors, like including the local peoples. Okay, they are will be a good farmers should be there. Okay, their decision making is very important for proper planning and proper solutions to find the proper solutions. Now we can use the need of the hour is source sustainability. Whatever the source of the water, like glaciers, rainfall, okay, that should be wetlands. That should be a source should be sustainable. They should not be provide any harm. Renovation and maintenance of traditional water harvesting structure. In ancient time, whatever traditional water harvesting techniques was used or means implemented in many part of the India, so that should be again used for water management. Grey water management infrastructure, we can store the water, domestic water in a proper, we can use recycle it. Okay, groundwater recharge like wetlands, okay, ponds, lakes, that should be a further strengthened. Okay, their management like we have in our country wetland conservation program, so that will be helped for groundwater recharge, increasing water use efficiency. Okay, multiple time using the same water will be efficiency will be further increases. Okay, and reuse of water. These are the things we will do so that we will able to manage the properly. Now next important news article is related the your economics called RBI recently do a 5 billion US dollar rupee swap. Okay, this is what recently action done by RBI, the Reserve Bank of India is our central bank. Okay, so recently Reserve Bank of India has conducted a 5 billion dollar rupee swap auction. So what is called swap means exchange. Okay, you are doing exchange between you are giving and taking something that is called swap as a part of its liquidity management initiative. So this is the liquidity management. What is the liquidity here? Liquidity here, the rupees which can float very easily. Okay, liquidity which can be travel very fast in a market. Okay, liquidity is rupee. Okay, gold is liquidity management initiative, leading to infusion of dollars and sucking out the rupees from the financial system. So in prelims, they can ask you a question about why RBI is doing this activity. What is the need of this swap swap auctions that is doing by RBI? So why RBI is selling a dollars and buying a rupees from the market? Okay, so first of all, we know very well this is about the controlling inflation. We know very well that if more rupees in the market, it means demand will be further increases, and this will cause inflation. And inflation means this again one problem will be start in economy. Okay, in Indian economy, the maybe rupees will be value of rupee will be decreases. That are the some important consequences. Now, first of all, we'll try to understand what is a dollar rupee swap auction. Okay, so dollar rupee swap auction is a forex tool. Forex tool is like we can say you can say initiatives, or we can say it is one steps, one process. Okay, it is one process when uh, the situation is not handled by a government because of supply of excess currency in the market, that means disturbing the entire economy of the country. So RBI or central bank of a country is interfere by the help of this process. So it is a forex tool whereby the central bank uses its currency to buy another currency or vice versa. It is not only that RBI will only buy rupees. Whenever a situation will be different, so RBI will buy a dollar also and supply more rupees into the market. Okay, so this is the what when RBI wants to increase the investment, or when boost the economy, then RBI is doing buying a dollar and means releasing more and more rupees in the market. So in dollar rupees buy or sell swap, this is a what one type of tool that is used by a central bank of India. Okay, the central bank buy dollars from banks in exchange of Indian rupees, and immediately get into an opposite deal with bank promising to sell dollar at a later date. Okay, so this is what one agreement that is signed by the central bank with the commercial bank of India. Okay, many of the banks are in the public sector bank that RBI will say, I will buy a dollar from you, and okay, I will buy rupees by sending a dollar, and same I will sell a dollar later part of the date. Okay, maybe this is the time, I think 2 years, that is set by the RBI. 2 years is the time set by the RBI. Means after 2 years, the RBI will again sell dollars, and this will be released more and more Indian rupees in the market when a situation will be become more you can say stable in the market of Indian market. Okay, so why do central bank engage in it? Why this type of a process or tool used by the central bank to for buying and selling of rupees and dollar in the market? So first of all, this is the part of liquidity management. Okay, because of it is like a seesaw pattern. If more dollar will be in market, also not good for the country. If more rupees in the market, also not good in the good for the country. So it should be a balance. Dollar and rupee must be a balance, because our entire means foreign currency in our entire foreign export import is depend on the value of rupees and rupee and dollar. So at right now, I think 75 is the $1 is called 75 rupees is the main value of 1 rupee is equal to 75. So whenever rupee will be value of the rupee will be decreases, it means at present normal time, if $1 is equal to 75 rupees. Okay, and when we say a value of rupees decreasing, it means that it will become 80 rupees. Okay, $1 is equal to 80 rupees. So we can say this is called appreciation. Okay, this is called sorry, it's called depreciation. Okay, this is called depreciation. When a value of rupee is decreases, it means you have to pay more rupees to buy a $1. Initially it was 75, and appreciation is when the value of rupee is further means strengthened. It will become more stronger against the US dollar. So suppose it was 75, now it will become a 70. Okay, $1 is equal to 70 rupees. It means our rupee is appreciated. So in that, this is a strong, when our rupee becomes strong, okay, against the US dollar. So this is called appreciation. So appreciation, depreciation is not always good for the economy. It should be a balance. So that's why the central bank engages in activity called for a liquidity management. Okay, this is called liquidity management. So it is also in a limited way help in keeping the currency rates in check. Okay, so currency rate must be a check always. That's why RBI interfere. Okay, because this is depend on demand supply. Okay, then a dollar rupee buy or sell swap injects in rupees into the banking system while sucking out the dollars, and the reverse happen in a sale or buy a swap. So this is what happened because of if RBI is purchasing a dollar from banks, it means RBI is releasing more Indian rupees, and if RBI is selling a more dollar, it means RBI is sucking more rupees from the market. Now, why RBI is resorting to it now? So surplus liquidity in the system is placed at 7.5 lakh crore, which needs to be curbed to keep a tab on inflation. This is the what 7.5 lakh crore rupees is. is in the market, that may be a cause inflation. Okay, and so that the RBI want this surplus money back into the system, back into the RBI want to keep itself, so that inflation type of problems should not be start in our country. Once inflation will be start, then there are a lot of consequences will be happen. So usually the central bank will resort to traditional tools such as increasing the repo rate or increasing the cash reserve ratio. Repo rate, the rate at which RBI lend money to the commercial bank. Okay, this will be increased. If the repo rate will be increased, then interest rate will be also increases. So many of the businessmen, entrepreneurs will not take a loan from the bank, and they will not do investment. So this will be cause problem. Cash reserve ratio is like some amount of money bank should be kept with the RBI in the cash form. If that will be increases, this is again less money available to the with the commercial banks, so they will be increase their interest rate also. So this is one way. This is the old tool. Therefore, but this can have negative implication on the economy also. Okay, therefore the RBI used a different toolkit called variable rate reverse repo auction last year. So maybe in economics we'll read about this variable rate reverse repo auction. Okay, now what are the impacts will be here. So forex swaps are intended for liquidity management, therefore their impact on currency is only incidental. Okay, so this will be a very temporary period. So RBI is resorting to sell US dollar in two tranches, will keep a check on rupees volatility and help to curb its depreciation to some extent. So depreciation means value of the rupee will be decreases. If the value will be decreases, then obviously our current account deficit, current account balance of payment, that will be also have a problem. So for the bond market, the exercise may have a pronounced impact. Now the bond yields are already on in an incline. Liquidity intervention through swaps indicate the RBI plan to use a different toolkits rather than a traditional ones, and this leaves room for the central bank to buy bonds when needed. So consequently, the strategy will contain bond yields. So basic idea here is the RBI is doing liquidity swap agreement for tap inflation in our country. Okay, new scheme that was launched by the government of India is called Micro Small Medium Enterprises Innovative Scheme. This is very important scheme for development of small industries in our country. So recently government came out with these innovative schemes called MSME innovative schemes. So recently the Ministry of Medium, Small and Micro Enterprises has launched the MSME innovative scheme called Incubation, Design and Intellectual Property Right, along with the MSME Idea Hackathon 2022. Okay, so what is all about this scheme? Before going to read about the entire scheme, you must know what is medium, small and micro enterprises, how you can distinguish, how you can categorize this. Okay, so composite criteria here: investment in plant and machinery, equipment, annual turnover. So manufacturing enterprises and enterprises rendering service. So which enterprise is called micro? So recently government 1 जुलाई 2020 को एक नया क्लासिफिकेशन किया, एक नया मिनी डेफिनेशन दिए हैं माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस के लिए. So first, investment in plant and machinery or equipment. Any industry which are doing investment is not more than 1 crore and annual turnover is not more than 5 crore. This will be categorized as micro enterprises. Okay, micro. Okay, then small will be a small industry. Investment will be where 10 crore से ज़्यादा investment नहीं हो रहा है and annual turnover is not more than 50 crore. This will be categorized small. So this is important for plans point of view. Maybe they can ask you question. You must solve the question with the help of these points are very important. This value means not more than 10 crore, annual turnover not more than 50 crore. Medium will be investment plant and machinery or equipment not more than 50 crore and turnover not more than 250 crore. This will be called as medium. So you must see this table for understanding the difference among the micro, small and medium enterprises. Okay. Now what is this about scheme is? It is a combination of existing sub scheme around incubation, design and intellectual property for MSMEs. The government also announced equity support for up to 1 crore for commercialization of ideas, designs and patents across all these sub schemes, and also to help MSME further scale up to raise subsequent funding. So if this is industries will come out with the new ideas, okay, new ideas for means increasing their means strength, or how to new idea will be helps for the development of the country, then government will be support 1 crore rupees for entire development implementation of their ideas. For this, a separate corpus will be created and managed by CDB. CDB will be a separate, will be solely managed, it will be act as a fund manager called Small Industries Development Bank of India. So CDB was, you must know some points about the CDB. It was set up on 2nd April 1990 under the Act of the Indian Parliament. So it acts as a principal financial institution for promotion, financing, and development of MSME sector, as well as for coordination of functions of institutions engaged in similar activities. Now, this new scheme will ensure support through guidance, financial support, technical support, and more to MSME to scale up. This will be support like guidance. It will give a guidance for implementation of the ideas. Financial support will be provided. Okay. Technical support, if wherever technical support is required, whether in India or from the outside of India, that will be support given and give to the boost for the entire development of this micro, small, and medium enterprises. Now, this new scheme would act as a hub for innovative activities, new ideas, new activities, new ideas will be here, facilitating and guiding the development of ideas into viable business propositions that can benefit society directly and can be marketed successfully. So overall, it will be act as a one guardian type that will be help in every part. Okay. Now, what are the important components? So first is incubation. So incubation means the primary objective of the scheme is to promote and support untapped creativity and to promote adoption of latest technology in MSMEs that seek the validation of their ideas at the proof of concept level. So first is incubation, where those untapped creativity which is not explored very easily, that can be explored, that idea will become ahead, and that will be implemented very with the latest technology like blockchain technology is here. Okay, then artificial intelligence is there. Okay, Internet of Things, some latest technologies will be applied so that entire development of the industry is possible. Apart from the incubation scheme, the government announced the launch of MSME Idea Hackathon. So it is invite ideas from MSMEs, innovators, and students throughout host institutes. So if you have any idea, you can also share with that. And if your ideas will be liked by these industries, government, then it will also provide a financial assistance up to 15 lakh per idea and up to 1 crore for relevant plant and machines will be provided. Now it will be design is the second component. The objective of this component to bring the Indian manufacturing sector and design expertise, design fraternity on the common platform. It aims to provide expert advice and cost-effective solution on real-time design problem for new product development, its continuous improvement and value addition in existing new products. Okay. Then intellectual property right is also very important. That should be a respect. Whatever your idea, that patent should be a respect by the government also. The objective of this scheme is to improve the IP culture in India with a view to enhance the awareness of intellectual property rights among the MSMEs and to encourage creative intellectual endeavor in the Indian economy. It also aims to take suitable measures for the protection of ideas, technological innovation, and knowledge-driven business strategy developed by the MSME for their commercialization and effective utilization of IPR tools through IP Facilitation Center. And now this will be also provide a financial assistance up to 5 lakh for foreign patent, 1 lakh domestic patent, 2 lakh for geographical indication registration, or 15,000 for design registration, 10,000 for trademark in the form of reimbursement. So this is what a government is came out with new ideas. Basically, we want to become Atmanirbhar. Okay, our main objective is to become Atmanirbhar. We want to become a self-reliance in all those areas where we have a potential to manufacture things which is not required to import from other countries. Okay, so this is very important scheme for government of India. Okay, you must read it and you will find. Then another important news article is mentioned here called Chemical Weapons Convention and Biological Weapon Convention. So this is what it was in news recently, Chemical Weapons Convention and Biological Weapon Convention. So why it was in news? So recently the US said that Russia could be planning a chemical or biological weapon attack in Ukraine. Okay, so this is, you know very well that how a conflict that is started between Russia and Ukraine. Now US said that Russia is planning to a chemical or biological weapon attack. Earlier time, Russia claimed that US had chemical and biological weapon labs in Ukraine, which was denied by the US. This is what both these countries history behind the Cold War that was started from the Second World War till 1991. Again, this type of things were started. You can say one type of race among the US and Russia ever to become a superpower. So first of all, anyhow, whatever the reason it was in news, we have to know the basic things about the chemical weapons and biological weapon conventions. So what are chemical weapons? So about chemical weapon is a chemical used to cause intentional death or harm through its toxic properties. Any type of chemicals that can use have a very high toxic properties that can be used for providing a death or harm of the people of that country. So munitions, devices, and other equipment specifically designed to weaponize toxic chemical also fall under the definition of chemical weapons. Okay, so this is the chemical weapons. So what are the India's initiative? India का अभी क्या किया है? So Chemical Weapon Convention Act 2000 was passed to implement Chemical Weapon Convention. It provides for the establishment of National Authority for Chemical Weapon Convention. This institution formed in 2005 the chief liaison between the government of India and Organization for Provision for Chemical Weapons. And this is the topic where UPSC multiple time already asked question in prelims exam. So this all points are very important. When you talk about the global, so there are Basel, Rotterdam, and Stockholm Convention for Hazardous Chemical and Waste. Basel, Rotterdam, and Stockholm Convention are a multilateral environmental agreement which share the common objective of protecting human health and the environment from hazardous chemical and waste. The Australia Group is an informal forum of countries which, through harmonization of export control, seek to ensure that export do not contribute to the development of chemical or biological weapons. Okay, so these are some important global initiatives to ban chemical weapons that should not be used as a war equipment when tension arises between the two countries. Okay. So what is the Chemical Weapon Convention? So it is a multilateral treaty. Okay, and requiring the destruction within the stipulated time. It is a multilateral treaty where many of the countries are signed a protocol, and within a given time period, this should be a complete destruction of the chemical weapons. So negotiation for the Chemical Weapon Convention began in 1980, and the United Nations Conference on Disarmament. The convention was drafted in September 1992 and opened for signature in 1993. It became effective in April 1997. So obviously here the years are very important. So it makes it mandatory to destroy old and abandoned chemical weapons. So members should also declare the right control agents like tear gas in possession of them. So OPEC, this was also in news, Organization for Provision for Chemical Weapon. OPCW is an international organization established by the Chemical Weapon Convention in 1997 to implement and enforce the term of Chemical Weapon Conventions. So total number 192 members are the party and 165 are signatories. India is also signatory of the convention. So what are the provisions given? It given like development, production, acquisition, stockpiling, or retention of chemical weapon must be a ban. Transferring of chemical weapon not should be transferred from one country to another country. Using a chemical weapons in any format. Assisting the other state to indulge in activity that are prohibited by the Chemical Weapon Convention. Using riot control device as warfare method. Okay, if you want to control riots for tear gas, that should not be used as a warfare method. And then what is biological weapon? So biological weapon use microbiological agents such as bacteria, virus, and fungi or toxin to intensely cause death or harm to humans, animals, and plants. So what are the relative initiatives? So under 1925 Geneva Protocol banned the use of biological weapons in war. India ratified the Geneva Convention in 1950. So Biological and Toxic Weapons Convention, which entered into force in 1975, prohibited the development, production, stockpiling, acquisition, and retention of biological weapons, and it was ratified by India in 1974. Okay, so this is all for today's current affair. We will meet you in next class, so we'll discuss the rest of the current affair topic. Okay, so read the notes carefully, and if you will have doubt, try to solve the questions and try to write answer. Like motor vehicle agreement was the most important, micro, small, medium enterprises. This type of topics are evergreen topics, so you prepare very well for this. Okay, so if any doubt, you can ask me a question if you have any doubt. Okay, so we'll meet you in another class to discuss another important things. Okay, thank you to everyone. Good night.